Hello everyone, welcome back to Streed's Guide to Fraggle Rock. And today I'm reviewing Season 2, Episode 16, Junior Sells the Farm. This episode starts out with Doc introducing a brand new automatic dog feeder to Sprocket. At first he seems uninterested until Doc goes into further detail. We then cut to the garden and Junior's freshly captured Moki and Red. Currently, Moki's developed a new way of looking at life, believing that if they are kind, loving, and caring Fraggles, nothing truly bad will ever happen to them, while Red disagrees. This is actually quite reminiscent of my own personal belief that positive thinking will gradually improve the quality of one's life, and it has been since I've implemented this practice. Junior returns to grab the Fraggles, and Pa complains of the palace's decay. He also remarks about Junior being too old to catch Fraggles, and it's revealed that Junior's 473 years old, which would mean he was born in 1515. He asks why Junior hasn't found a princess yet and falls off the ladder, Pa swiftly hitting him afterwards.
He's an asshole!
We get a creative shot of Ma coming down the stairs, and she tells Junior of a Gorgic legend called the Peas of Power.
A young Gorg prince in days gone by would plant a magic pea seed, and it would grow during the night.
And upon the coming of the dawn, the first rays of the sun would transform the plant into a beautiful Gorg maiden.
A bride for the Gorgic prince.
Oh.
Yes, sir, that and the one about the little girl with the red hood are my favorites.
An overlooked aspect about this scene nobody seems to have mentioned is just how majestic and exquisite the soundtrack is here. It sounds so flowing and gentle. In my opinion, it would fit seamlessly in the German version of the Neverending Story. Ma and Pa head out for their afternoon walk, with Pa telling Junior to keep his eye out for the enemy. And Ma mentions that they haven't seen an enemy in 6 generations, which equates to about 200 years. Something isn't adding up. In the Season 1 episode, The Garden Plot, Ma and Pa return seeing the castle in shambles and automatically assume that Junior was bombarded by the eponymous enemy. Of course, we as the audience know that this wreckage was Junior's fault, but Ma and Pa don't, so as far as they know, the enemy did attack in recent memory. So really, this line doesn't make a whole lot of sense under scrutiny. However, it is a very indistinguishable continuity error that doesn't in any way shape the episode's quality. I just thought it was worth mentioning. Moving on, Junior vows to find the Peas of Power and sets the Fraggles down. Red's still disgruntled, while Moki remains in good spirits. We're introduced to Fraggle Rock's most heinous antagonist, the bug-eyed bundle of warts all over a nasty disposition known as Wander McMooch.
It's perfect. Superb country. We level those hillsides, divert the river, burn the forest. Ah. Then the village can go in the low area over here, and all that hillside will be gingerbread houses. Ah, it's a wilderness begging to be spoiled. Mother of mud hens! That looks like a Gorg castle. We'll have to tear it down.
Red, did you hear that?
No one is easier to do business with than a Gorg.
McMooch approaches Junior with an offer to buy the castle, and Junior remembers Pa telling him that he'd sell the place if he could. Meanwhile, McMooch inspects the castle, claiming he'd give anything for it. He even offers Junior a sack of gold, which he declines. In the immortal words of my boyfriend,
Smooth.
he asks McMooch if he's got any Peas of Power, and McMooch allegedly finds some. Junior's overjoyed and seals the deal with a solemn oath of the Gorgs.
Hey, nanny, nanny, nanny. Hey, nanny, ha-cha-cha. Shake! Peas of Power! I'll be here at daybreak tomorrow to take possession.
We'll be packed and ready to go.
See you then.
Mommy and Daddy will be so proud.
Back in the workshop, Doc tests out the automatic dog feeder and it barely works. He tries the dry dog food setting and gets the same results. We return to the garden and Moki's furious with Junior being so cruelly swindled by McMooch. Meanwhile, Ma and Pa arrive, confounded as to why their things are packed in the front garden. So Pa calls Junior and he tells them the big news that he sold the castle, and we're given a magnificently enraged reaction by Pa.
The home of the king of the universe? The ancestral manor house? The only home we've ever had and never will have? You sold that castle?
Yup.
Oh,
But Daddy, you said you'd sell the place if you could find someone to buy it.
Your serene highness! If my son has sold the castle, it must be for a price beyond all measure. A fabulous treasure.
Oh, yeah, you betcha, my silver-tongued mommy and queen.
Oh, I doubt that. But okay, lummox, what didst thou sell the castle for?
He explains that he sold the castle for the Peas of Power, and Pa blows up, telling him that the Peas of Power are nothing but a fabricated legend. Pa says he'll refuse to sell, but things get even worse when Junior reveals that he swore on the solemn oath. I'm usually quite adverse to Pa's abusive treatment towards Junior, but here, his rage is completely justified. Junior basically just rendered them homeless. If my own future son did such an idiotic thing, I'd probably do worse and disown him completely. Junior vows to prove he's right by growing a bride at dusk, and some time passes while Junior rhapsodizes about finding the love of his life via song.
Only when I make believe she comes down to comfort me. Dream girl lover, are you lonely too? Ooh, I'm so big and she's so bold. We can't make it, I've been told. Still I love her in my heart. Dream girl lover, do not part.
Afterwards, Moki tells Junior that McMooch lied, and poor Junior's distraught, blaming himself for what happened. Moki tries to motivate him, offering advice to use what he has, and in typical Junior fashion, he decides to use them. Some time passes, and Moki comes up with a plan to hide rhinestones in a pea plant Junior found in the shed, telling McMooch that these rhinestones are actually diamonds. McMooch quickly shows up, announcing his presence, and the Gorgs sing a morose song about their departure again.
Drops are bending, the chimney needs mending, the plumbing is ending. It's no use pretending when drops keep descending real slow. Tell them whoa, 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 as they flow.
McMooch shows no modicum of sympathy, even making a horrendous remark about tearing the whole place down. What a prick. Junior returns with the pea plant waiting for it to turn into a bride, and naturally when dawn breaks, nothing happens, and Junior reveals that the plant grew diamonds. This fools McMooch at first, but he quickly discovers the ploy. I guess no one anticipated that he was a gemologist. McMooch is pissed, and Pa tells Junior what a dumb trick it was, with Junior mentioning that it was the Fraggle's idea, which sparks fear in McMooch. Junior notices this and grabs Moki and Red, terrifying the slimy McMooch.
Two of them!
Oh, no, there are more than two. We got thousands of Fraggles, lummox. In a minute, you'll have Fraggles dancing in your hair and bouncing on your tummy. Fraggles climbing in your ears and crawling up your legs.
Ah, let me out of here. I'm never coming back to this awful place.
Thank you very much, Fraggles. You can go home now.
You're very welcome. Come on.
By the way, I really like how Junior had the decency to let the Fraggles go free after they helped him. Good on him. In the aftermath of saving the castle, Pa, in a rare moment of kindness, calls Junior's plan brilliant, and all is well. We return to the workshop, and Doc realizes they've made a bad bargain, quoting a Latin phrase, caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. This is actually the first Latin phrase I've ever heard.
Oh, that automatic dog feeder couldn't feed anything. And here's something else an automatic dog feeder can't do. Oh, Trucky. Well, bon appetit.
What a fantastic Junior-centric episode. This is the entry that marks the introduction of Fraggle Rock's most heinous villain, Wander McMooch. It's interesting to see how his character changes from this episode to his next appearance. In this episode, he's portrayed as a slimy land developer, willing to rape and denude any stretch of land for a profit. But in his next appearance, Home is Where the Trash Is, he's less of a slimy businessman and more of a predatory drifter with an almost pedophilic atmosphere to him. Yuck. Honestly, this episode felt like a more refined version of Sir Hubris and the Gorgs. It's better paced, the writing is excellent, and the continuity is mostly on point. There's one very minor continuity error, but it's really insignificant in the grand scheme of things, and it doesn't really matter. While Junior does show off his bravery and inclination to do good, I think an unsung hero of this episode has to be Moki. She is the one that came up with the plan after all, and she did motivate Junior out of his funk to save his home. She didn't have to do that at all, but it just goes to show a positive mindset pays a world of dividends. I really enjoyed the songs in this entry as well. Dream Girl Lover is a geeky love ballad that encapsulates both Junior's loneliness and compassionate nature. And A World O' Time O' Woe is a somber yet catchy tune. Admittedly, I liked it more than Doom-de-Doom. Overall, this was an exemplary entry providing the lesson of defending your home and taking responsibility for your actions. I'm going to rate this one an outstanding radish. On another note, I'd like to thank everyone who took time out of their day to watch this season. I value every single one of you. Season 2 started off a bit rusty with some volume irregularities and echoey audio, but it is a vast improvement over the sheer unsightly blemish that was Season 1. It's all uphill from now on. Well guys, that was Season 2 of Streed's Guide to Fraggle Rock, and I will see you all next season.